Yes, guys, how's it going? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. I am Adam. We are back. We are live for United Daily Live. Hope you guys are all doing well. And we've got some kind of sad news that is being reported today. With the reports, Odion Ighalo's loan deal, which is expiring on the 31st of May, will not be extended. And as a result, Odion Ighalo will be heading back to Shanghai at the end of this week, when it seemed we could possibly get an extension on that, or potentially even buy him. It now looks like Odion Ighalo has played his last game for the club. But Simon Stone has reported there is a little glimmer of hope for those Manchester United fans that want to see the Nigerian R9 stay at Manchester United. So we are looking at those reports today. We're also looking at reports relating to Chris Smalling's price tag and the news Man United may have dropped the price on Chris Smalling in order to get some offers in, because we know that there's a lot of people in Italy, a lot of clubs in Italy that aren't going to be, be going through this coronavirus period favourably, and they're going to lose a lot of money, so they're not going to be in a position to spend as they may have been without this period of time without football. So we'll be looking at that. Bruno and Pogba have trained together today for the first time as well, which is obviously something United fans have wanted to see. We want to see them play together as well. And United have agreed to waive the loan fees for players that are loaned out to the teams in the lower league, as well as agreed to an extension for the likes of Dean Henderson and Cole. So we'll be looking at all of that news in relation to Manchester United and the news surrounding all of those things, and of course other reports as well. What else is going on in the world of Man United? We will be looking at that as well here on AdamMcKola TV, and of course getting your questions in as well. So keep your questions, keep your thoughts and all that good stuff coming in. There's more Twitter talk about Angel Gomez. Nothing concrete yet, nothing in cement, nothing signed, sealed, delivered, it seems, as of yet publicly. But we will look at that as well. So get your comments, get your questions, get your thoughts in right now at AdamMcKola TV. Make sure you're keeping it locked, you're liking, you're commenting, you're sharing, you're subscribing. And thank you to those people that have become members as well in the recent weeks and months on AdamMcKola TV. We opened up memberships. We've got content going out on a monthly basis, exclusive content, as well as on a daily basis for absolutely everybody. And those members are helping support the channel, helping us build the channel, helping the growth of AdamMcKola TV. And I'm very grateful to those that have joined. We've now hit 60 members on the channel. The target by the end of June is to hit 100. So if you can help me do that, click that join button. And if you're a YouTube premium member in a select number of countries, I think UK, Ireland, Brazil, and a few other countries, if you're a premium member, you get one free membership on channels anyway, so you can use your free membership on mine, and you still get, the membership benefits. So make sure you are joining if you can as well, and of course you are definitely subscribing. I'm looking at my phone here because I'm trying to get up the name of the latest member so I can thank them right now, and I've got that here. The latest member is Owen Mulcahy, or Owen Mulcahy. So thank you very much to him and Bafla's son for being the latest members on AdamMcKola TV. We appreciate it. We've hit 60, now onwards to 100. But anyway, let's get stuck into these latest reports. We've heard reports everywhere today that Manchester United will not be signing Odion Ighalo, and there will not be an extension of his loan deal. No agreement from Shanghai Shenhua. So with that being said, Odion Ighalo will head back to China at the end of this week. We're on, what's the date today? The 25th of May. So we are 6 days away from his loan expiring and him having to head back to China now. Shanghai Shenhua's league campaign starts very soon, so they're going to want to get involved with that. Now Manchester United aren't in a rush to sign him because of the fact, the reason we signed him in the first place was because Rashford was injured. Rashford's now back. So are we going to, force or rush a decision on Odion Ighalo in terms of a permanent deal now? If Shanghai aren't going to accept an extension of that loan, and there's also further reports that they've offered him to make him the highest paid African player ever, with around a 400 grand a week contract. And if he can get that kind of money, you got to say fair play to you, mate. You may as well go and take it. So there's obviously these reports coming in as well in regards to Ighalo, him being offered a new deal from Shanghai Shenhua, And of course, the talk that, look, the Shanghai Shenhua have offered Odion Ighalo a new contract worth more than 75 million over 4 years. That's according to the Times. Now, as much as United would want him to stay, us fans would want him to stay, even if United agreed to sign him on a permanent basis and we agreed a fee with Shanghai, would Odion accept it if he can get that kind of money? And obviously the reports at this moment are he's heading back there on the 31st of May or on the 1st of June, as it would be. So those are the reports. But Simon Stone has said, I'll bring up Simon Stone's tweets right now. He tweeted that Manchester United have not given up hope of keeping Ighalo until the end of the season. One source says it's 50-50, while others are less optimistic. The club are still trying, but Shanghai hold the power, and that's quite obvious. They've got a league campaign coming up. They're of course gonna want him to be involved with that. So guys, let us know your thoughts on that news that Odion Ighalo could be heading back to Shanghai Shenhua very, very soon. Get hitting that like button, get commenting, get sharing, get subscribing, get joining if you can. And of course, get your super chats in if you fancy it too. Josh King is back up at best, not a starter we need. And we need a top striker, says Ross. And Josh King, as a result of this, has been linked to Manchester United again today. It's 3 AM in India at this moment in time. Obviously a late United daily for those watching in India. Thank you to Vishal Tumbi for tuning in, and the rest of you guys as well that are tuning in. I can see Nimai in the comments, Ruvez, Ross Murphy, Tim Walsh, Paul B, Sean Ralph, who are all already members. Cress is in there as well. He says as an average striker, he stood out because it was a typical 9, hold, pass and move, and United haven't had that for years. Do you agree with that? Chris Bride, how you doing, mate? What's happening, Marsh? You good? Paul Lucas says, save Ighalo. Oh, man. His last thing in a United shirt would have been that goal against LASK Linz, which isn't a bad way to go out. It's a shame he never got a chance to say goodbye to United in front of the fans. You know, if this is confirmed and he's no longer going to play for us again, it would be a sad state of affairs, wouldn't it? He turned into a cult hero. But again, I get it. If United aren't going to make him a permanent signing, they aren't going to agree a deal. I get it. You may be able to spend that money elsewhere. You may be able to invest in a striker elsewhere as well. And they may think, actually, someone that we didn't know could possibly available is now available because of the coronavirus pandemic and clubs losing money. So, you know, there's talks of like Ben Yedders and things like that. So could you see some sort of move develop in that kind of area for a striker? Moussa Dembele is another one constantly linked. But it looks like the Odion Ighalo dream is over. No more Viva Ighalo. Those t-shirts are still available for a very limited period. It would be. Looks like we're going to get on a new match design. I got a good one coming up actually. But yeah, to those that have got them, you're a very, very, you know, very limited amount of them. He's still got it at 30 years old, and he was really handy in Europa League. If was Ighalo at 30, I'd be thinking about my pension. I love United and all that, but that kind of dough, sheesh, says Ruvez. Who would you pick as an alternative for Ighalo? I'd buy Yusuf Poulsen, says Alan. I've just realised what the full name is. How about Harry Kane from Tottenham Hotspur, says Dr. Tomboy. I love that he said it like it's Harry Kane of Tottenham Hotspurs. If you wouldn't know who he is, we'd all love, you know, that kind of move. It's not going to happen. United aren't signing Harry Kane. We're just not signing Harry Kane. Simple as that. Manam Salih's going, but it ain't the end of the world. I wish we could sign a quality striker like Icardi, says Shabahat. Aubameyang's a top striker. We could get him for free and he fits the number 9 role we need, says Ross. P Savage is in the house and is simply saying, yo, what's going on, P? You good? How are you doing? Now, there's also been talk of United potentially dropping the price on Chris Smalling. Now, we've recently heard that AS Roma weren't in a position to buy him. They didn't have the money available to make that move happen. And as a result, obviously, we know he's going to return back to United potentially. But that We're now hearing, and it's been reported in Il Tempo and reported in Italy, that United are now prepared to lower their asking price to 18 to 20 million euros. AS Roma considered 25 million euros to be excessive. Now, obviously, with Chris Smalling coming out and saying, well, I'd like to stay at Roma. United are probably hearing that and thinking, well, if we can get a deal agreed with Roma, even if it's a little bit less than expected, it's easier and we can get that business done. And we give a player that's given us some decent years the move that he wants. He could potentially, we could sell him to the highest bidder if someone's going to come in above that valuation. And potentially he may not want to go there. Or because he's had that disappointment of the Roma move, you can see a move fall through. And then you got to go back with your tail between your legs and potentially it's a lower price. And we've seen United in the past do daft moves like that. So we don't want to be in a position where we haven't got any buyers for him and he's back at United. So if we can get a simple sale for him, you'd do that, wouldn't you? It's a shame though, because I do think without the coronavirus pandemic, you were hearing about Inter Milan, Juventus, all these other Italian teams potentially being interested in it. You maybe could have, got that price up to 25, 30 million euros. It looks good out there. It would have been a snip, especially when you look at some of the prices touted around for other centre-halves in that league. So it's a shame, but it looks like United could be doing business at a lower price than they would have expected. United have also waived the loan fees for the lower league teams, so they've told Hearts, Bolton Wanderers and Burton Albion. So Hearts have Joel Pereira, Bolton have Ethan Hamilton and Kieran O'Hara's at Burton. And they've told them they do not need to pay Manchester United their loan payments, which is a total of 130,000. United feel it's unfair to increase financial pressure on smaller clubs. So yeah, that's what Manchester United are saying in relation to the loan fees, which is again a good move by Manchester United. What's 100 grand to the club? It's not a vast amount of money, and those clubs are allowing us to keep our players there and help their development. We probably want to keep them there as well in order to get a few more games. So if that's the case, then allow that to happen. And Bruno Fernandes, Diogo Dalot have been reported as undergoing extra training sessions away from United to regain match fitness. We always see videos of them online and on the social media, don't we? Whilst there were groups of United players training today, obviously phase 2 of Project Restart at the moment. The morning training session was Romero, Bishop, Wan-Bissaka, Fosu, Mensah, Jones, Lindelof, Brandon Williams, Fred Pereira, Matt McTominay, Chung, Rashford and Marshall. Whilst in the afternoon, we had De Gea, Grant, Dalot, Maguire, Bailly, Twanzebe, Shaw, Matic, Pogba, Bruno, Lingard, Gomez, James, Greenwood and Odion Ighalo. Obviously, Odion Ighalo fulfilling his contract at the moment until 31st of May. Of course, it looks like it's not going to be extended, but that's as of now. Bruno and Pogba training together for the first time. So that is the United news for today so far. We'll look at those Angel Gomez talks as well, see where that's all coming from. It's only really on social media and stuff like that. And I believe Steve was posting saying he had something in his Patreon. So we'll have a look at what's going on in relation to that, if anyone else has jumped on that kind of news. If there's anything else apart from the fact that Angel Gomez has given some quotes to Manchester United. Why exactly did Hudson-Odoi get arrested? It was in relation to, there was a report of an argument with some bird or some lady or something. I'm not sure. If things go wrong with Ollie, what do you think of bringing? I'm not even thinking of an ex-manager, mate. I'm not at this moment in time. Obviously, the one that I personally want was Pochettino. If Ollie wasn't to work, that's probably still the one I'd go for. Nagelsmann's someone that a lot of people talk about, but let's be fair to Ollie here. He's not going anywhere at this moment in time, isn't he? And for all we know, in a year's time, if Ollie's on the way, on the receiving end of the boot, Nagelsmann could just not be the hot thing anymore. Anish says Smalling for under or Lorenzo Pellegrini. Ross says take a pay cut on Sanchez, let him go and use that money on Ighalo. We wish we could give Sanchez a pay cut. If we could do that, regardless of what happens with Odion Ighalo, I think Manchester United would have already done it. I think Alexis Sanchez is probably something they regret every single minute of every single day. We need to get him off our wage bill. We need to get him out of the club. I don't think he serves any benefit to being at Manchester United anymore. He doesn't sell any more shirts. He doesn't provide on the pitch. And even if he did, what you're going to get out of him? A couple of goals. He's not going to ever hit the form that we expected or that you pay that kind of money for. So with that being said, you have to get rid of Alexis Sanchez. It's as simple as that. I'd like to see him not come back to Manchester United. But obviously, his loan's been extended. Chris Smalling's loan's been extended in Italy, as has Dean Henderson's at Sheffield United as well. So United have extended those loan deals with those clubs in order to allow them to continue the development, or, you know, in Sanchez's and Smalling's case, continue playing or being a part of a team where they're actually wanted. Although Alexis, again, is he even wanted there? They're not gonna pay for him. They're not gonna keep him. They're not seeing any value in his wages. So it looks like United are probably gonna have to loan him out again next season and pay part of his wages, which is probably frustrating for all concerned. Paul Lucas calls him a glorified dog walker. Cannot see Sanchez taking a pay cut if he stays, says Sean. If we somehow keep Gomez, make sure we loan him to Championship along with Chong and Garner. I think Garner will get a loan. Chong probably needs a loan. As for Gomez, I don't know what they agree. You know, if we've agreed a new deal with him, is that on the expectancy that he's going to play for the first team? Is he going to, you know, what's going to happen in that? I'm not sure what that is at the moment, but there you go. Again, thank you to Owen McKola for joining AdamMcKola TV as a member recently. I really do appreciate it. We're getting that premium video, the second premium video out this week, which is a fantastic throwback with some content I've never uploaded on here before. But it is a look back at one of my favourite ever games, with videos from inside the ground, building up to the state of the game, outside the ground, Bishop Blaze, things like that, pictures from the ground and the game. So yeah, that's going to be up very, very soon. Guys, make sure you're hitting that like button, you're commenting, you're sharing, you're subscribing, you're keeping it locked to AdamMcKola TV. Remember, on Mondays we have this special United Daily Live at 10:30. Then we return to the usual spot of 12 PM tomorrow. So make sure you're keeping it locked to that and hit that notifications button. Anthony says, what would be your 3 ins and 3 outs for this summer? My 3 outs would be Alexis Sanchez, Chris Smalling and Phil Jones. My 3 ins would be, so those are my 3 outs. My 3 ins would be Sancho, Grealish, and we need a striker. I'm not against keeping Ighalo, but it's not going to happen. Striker. Who's going to play? Who's going to, like, the names that spring to mind, they're going to want to play every single game. If you sign Sancho, you've already got your front three that start in most games. So, you know, the Timo Werners and all them that get linked to us, are they going to want to come and be second fiddle? Don't think so. And that in itself is an issue. Thoughts on the leaked black away kit? It's not bad, I think, if I've seen it. It's better than the other one, the zebra one. Ben Yedda says Spider-Man. Looks like Monaco could be selling him for quite cheap as well, doesn't it? Which is obviously Dembele or Aubameyang. There's another one. Ross wants Dembele or Aubameyang. Spider-Man wants Ben Yedda. Nicky Essien's talking about King. Josh King's been linked to Manchester United yet again. Raul Jimenez says Sam. Can't see Raul Jimenez joining United. Good shout though, he's a quality player. Timo Werner says Smitty. Lewis says get rid of Smalling, Rojo, Jones, Lingard, Sanchez. Save Ighalo. It gives Gomez an opportunity and get Sancho done. If only life was that easy. Harrington says Josh King has been linked again today. I suspect he's the player we're about to bid for before lockdown. Although we were in for him in the summer, weren't we? Would we still go in for him now? Or would you rather keep Odion Ighalo? If the alternative was Josh King, would you rather keep Ighalo or go for Josh King? I'd probably rather keep Ighalo, to be totally honest with you. That's not my pyjamas, no. It is an Adidas t-shirt that is velour. So I feel pretty smooth to the touch right now. Bellingham and Sancho this summer, says Vishal. That's his request. And I'd rather just get Ighalo, says Oliver. There's nobody else I know who can play like Ighalo. It kind of felt like the perfect choice, didn't he? Although when we signed him, many, including myself, were saying, I hope this is just a short-term deal. And now look at us saying, we hope it's a long-term deal. So are we right to be changing our mind? Have we seen enough to change our mind? Or is it just because we absolutely adore him? Mitrovic from Fulham, that's an interesting shout. Odson Edouard from Celtic and Adam Ighalo from Norwich. Adam Ighalo from Norwich been done very well for Ireland. I can't see him, he could potentially, Norwich going down, play every single game in the Championship next season. He's not going to, that would stagnate his development massively. I can't see that him doing that. Nimai's been checking out Patter. Scott or Fred, says Lewis. I think Fred's a better player going forward. I think Scott's a better player defensively. So it depends what you're looking for in that regard. How you doing, Caribbean Gaming? Hope you're doing well. Football Manager episode 3 is coming this week. I apologise. Prince Vargas, thank you very much for your super chat with a little thumbs up. Thank you very much, brother. I appreciate it and I hope you're doing well. I recognise you. That's not the first super chat you've given, so thank you very much, bro. Karamko Dembele. Osimhen is another one that's been touted about. He is another Nigerian player. Has he just been linked with United because of the success of Odion Ighalo? And then, it's easy to make that link in the press with another Nigerian player. Like you've seen recently, like because the Bundesliga's been on, everyone started linking us with players that play in the Bundesliga. We won't challenge for the league without a proper striker to bang 25 plus goals in, says Paul. Do you not think Martial and Rashford can both do that? Because I think they can. Do you think we need another one in addition to that? Because I think if you've got, let's say, Mason banging 15, let's say Touchwood, we signed Jadon Sancho, he bangs in 15, and then you got Martial and Rashford 25. You got 90 goals there from your forward players. Sean says, Adam Ighalo's a baller, went to a couple of the under-21 Ireland games in Dublin. He works very hard off the ball. Who would you have alongside Pogba and Bruno? Depends what game it's for, Lewis. But possibly like McTominay or Fred or Matic. Depends what game it is. But I definitely always have Bruno and Pogba. 4 of the top 6 want to sign King according to rumours today. Makes sense considering his contract situation and Bournemouth probably going down. Lee says this no football is doing my head in, and I agree as well. Project Restart has entered phase 2 recently with players starting group training now. They obviously have the power to veto that and say they're not going to want to be involved. And we did look at that today on the Premier League Gazette, which you can check out after we finished here in 5 minutes, guys. We've got 5 minutes left. We've got 179 people watching. We got 51 likes so far. Excuse me. Get hitting that like button. Get commenting. Get sharing. Get subscribing. Get joining. Get super chatting. Get your thoughts in. We got 5 minutes. If you want to shout out or whatever, or you've got a question you want me to answer, or a report you want me to look at, get that on. If not, you'll have to wait till tomorrow on United Daily Live. Happy to wait for Mason to keep improving instead of buying a striker, says Anthony Jarvis. Martial has to play as a striker, and let's hope Greenwood becomes the next RVP, says Vishal. Martial and Rashford 25 goals since when they averaged 15 apiece, says Stu. Well, if you look at, I think if they continue this season, they're going to be on course for that. So I don't see it, look at their age. I'd understand if they were 26 and their record had always been what it is now. But their record's been improving, and it will continue. And you'd expect Rashford to hit that mark, and you'd expect Martial to get close to it too this season. TP can suck it. That's for you, brother. I can't see an option. No worries, Tim, if you can't see that. Not a problem. It's probably because of where you're based. Although I'm sure you're from the UK, so maybe your app or your phone. But it's just a logo next to the emoji one in the live chat. Hope Ighalo's stay is grown on so many of us, says Frank. I think United should just pay up 52 million for Timo Werner. Don't think he will bust. Martial and Rash are not the strikers. They play out left. Disagree. I think Martial and Rashford are both a little bit more clinical than Timo Werner as well at times. Or maybe not Rash. I think Martial definitely is. Seen a lot of players injured at other clubs. Will need as much backup as possible, says Brian Basusu. PJ Daly's in the house. Timo's in talks with Liverpool, says Nicky. I think he is as well, mate. I do believe he is. Is life back in the UK, says Sam? Not at the moment. Apparently some places are opening June the 1st and others are opening mid-June. But anything can happen and anything can change very, very quickly. But it looks like they're trying to escalate the you know, going away from lockdown. Yes, Paul. Yes, Smitty. Angus, you've just arrived. What have you missed? You've missed. We're looking at the latest reports that Odion Ighalo will head back to China at the end of his loan deal after the 31st of May. They want him back. They've obviously got their league campaign starting soon. Simon Soames says some of his sources say United are 50-50. A little bit confident they could get a deal done, but others aren't quite as confident. So looks like Odion Ighalo could have played his last game for Manchester United out in Austria in the Europa League, scoring that goal in a 5-0 win, and that would be it from Odion Ighalo. Viva Ighalo and all that. Guys, make sure you're hitting that like button, commenting, sharing, subscribing. Thank you for tuning in today. For now, I'm going to get out of here. But make sure you're heading back tomorrow at 12 o'clock. We've also got the Rumourator as well. So make sure you're back for that. Until then, I have been AdamMcKola. You lot have been legends. I'm out of here.